Hello everyone, welcome back. So, in previous lectures, we have covered how to insert a data at beginning and at end. So, in upcoming lectures, we are going to cover how to insert a data by value and by index. In today's lecture, we are going to cover this point, how to insert a value by the okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's just consider this is the linked list. Okay, this is the data. So now I want to insert a node after A. I want to insert a node after A. So this is where I want to insert. So this is insert by value which we are talking about. Okay, we have already discussed the functionality. So if you want clarity, you can go back and watch my previous videos. Thank you. Okay, so first, let us create another function for it. Okay, now here, what do we need as parameters? What do we need? First will be the data as usual, which we want to create a node for. But there will be one another parameter also. It will be val. Now, what is val? After which node do I want to insert this data? So that is also we want from the user. Correct. This is insert by value. I am asking the user after which value do you want to insert this node? So user will provide two parameters. One will be the data through which we will create the node, and the other one will be value. Value means after which particular node do that user want to insert this new node. Okay, so there will be two parameters for this function. Now, what is the first step? To create the node, right? So let's just create the node. So here, what are we doing? We are creating the node using this node class. Correct. So now the node looks like this. So we are creating this node where this data we are passing. So this is the data field. This is the next field, right? And the data which we are passing, for example, if the data is X, so this is what the data field contain, and the next field by default contains none. And in n, what is stored? N stores the reference, the memory of this new node. So let's just take it as 100. So n contains where is this new node located in our computer. Okay, the memory, the reference of this new node is stored in n variable. Okay, so the creation of the new node is done. So now what do we have to do? Now we have to check first if the linked list is empty or not. Right? How will we check it? If self.head. So what is self.head? Self.head is the entry point in our linked list, right? If self.head is none, that means there is no node in our linked list. Our linked list contains no nodes and it is empty. Since it is inserted by value, so we will just prompt the user that linked list is empty. Okay, now what if it is not empty? Now, since it is inserted by value, we need to find that value first. Okay, what if we need to find that value? So we will take a linked list for example. Let's assume this is the linked list. Okay. Um, This is all the references, like wherever these nodes are stored, this is the memory. This is the allocation of this nodes, right? So A is pointing to B. Now what is the B's reference? 102. B is pointing to C. What is the reference of C? It is 103. And since there are no other nodes, so C will be pointing to none. Correct. Now, what does self.head contain? Self.head contains the entry point. What is the entry point here? Our entry point is the A node. And what is the reference of A node? It is 101. Right? So, self.head. So, our linked list is ready. Now, we want to insert a node here. Right? We want to insert a node here. Let's assume our node which we want to insert is this is the node which we want to insert. We want to insert X node and the reference of X node is 100. We are just assuming, okay? So this is the node. Now we want to insert it after B node. Okay, I have told I want to insert this data after B node. So my so the data, the parameters which I am passing, the second parameter which is val, that is B. The user has passed B in it. So the user wants to insert this X node after the B data. Okay. So what we have to do? First, we have to point to this. So we want B, instead of pointing to C, it should point to X. Correct? This is what we want. So first we have to travel to B node. Right? First we have to travel to B node. And to travel, let's take curve is equals to self.head. We are just taking another variable and storing it in curve. Okay, so that it will be easy for us to travel. If we want, we can write it in another way also. We don't have to take variable card all the time. If we want, we can always write while self dot head. Then what will happen? We will disturb the actual value of self dot head, but we don't want to disturb the actual value, right? We want that value to be intact. So that is why we are storing it in another variable so that it does not affect the actual value of self dot head. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, so what? So we have stored cur is equals to self dot head. Okay, so now we need to traverse. What we will do? While cur. And why I'm saying cur, I'll explain you. And cur dot data is not is equals to val. Hmm. So now what am I doing here? While cur. Why I am taking this while cur? Because it can happen that no value is found. For example, if the user has passed the value in val that I want to insert this new node after D. Does the D node exist? No, there is no such D node, right? So the loop will go, okay, let's just do a dry run, okay? So firstly, my code is pointing to 101. Okay, my code is pointing to 101. I'm saying while code, yes, code exists, 101 is there. I am saying code dot data is equals to val. My val is D. Okay, just remember my val is D. So am I checking? This is cur is the data field. Cur dot data is it D? No, it is not D. Right? So what I am doing? Cur is equals to cur dot next. So cur is equals to cur dot next. So the cur value will be updated to 102. Now my pointer is pointing to this node 102. Now again I am checking while cur. Is cur present? Yes, cur is there. Cur value is 102. And next then I am checking cur dot data means cur dot data means that this b is it equals to val? No, b is not d, right? So now what will I do? Again, cur is equals to cur dot next means I am updating I am updating cur is equals to cur dot next. What is cur dot next? It is 103. It's 103. So now the value of cur has become 103. Now my pointer is pointing to this node. Right now again I am checking why cur is cur present. Yes, cur is present, right? It is 103. Now again I am checking. Is this cur data, cur.data, is it equals to D? No, it is not is equals to D, right? Then I'll again do cur is equals to cur.next. Now what is cur? Cur is 103. Cur will is equals to 103, 103 dot next. Now what is stored in his X? Next, it is none. So now the cur value has become none. Now again I am checking while cur. Is cur there? No, cur is none now, right? So now we will come out of the loop. Okay, so that is why there are two things which we are checking in this while loop curve. Because if we will not use curve, what will happen? It will be only curve dot data and then it will prompt an error that there is no curve. So how will be there curve dot data? There is no none dot data, right? So that is why checking whether the curve is there or not is very important. Okay, so this part is done. Okay, so now again coming, now just change the value. What if the value passed by the user, what if the value passed by the user is B? Okay, the user wants to insert the data after the B node. Okay, now again let's do a dry run very quickly. Curve firstly pointing to 101. There is curve, right? Now cur.data is equals to B? No, it is not. What we will do? Cur is equals to cur.next. Right? So my cur.next. So now my cur will be pointing to this node. Now again, now please notice it properly. Cur is there, right? Next condition, cur.data not is equals to 1. My cur data is equals to val, right? It is equals to val. So I will come out of the loop, right? I will come out of the loop. And where is my curve pointing to? Please remember, where is my curve pointing to? My curve is pointing to this node and I have come out of the loop. So now there are two conditions when we will come out of the loop. It can be either curve when there is no node, we have not found the value. That is the one reason when we can come out of the loop. And the other reason can be when we have found the value. Okay, so we have to also check if curve is equals to none. What does that mean? That we have not found the value. Okay, we have traversed the whole linked list and we have not found the value. So in that case, we will just simply notify the user value not found. Okay. Now, what if cur is not none? If cur is not none, that means we have found the value, right? That means we have found the value. Okay, so and where is my curve pointing to? My curve is pointing to this node. Now, we have understood the functionality. Okay, what do we want? We want this node is pointing to C, correct? My linked list is like this, A, B, C, right? But we want it to be like this, correct? I want my B node to point to X node, right? So B is storing reference of C, but it should store reference of X instead of C, right? And then X should be pointing to C, right? So X is storing none, but it should point to C instead. So let's do it. What where n dot next should point to, and where is the C reference stored? C reference is stored in call dot next. Okay. Okay. Wait. Let me explain you again. Let's just make a fresh linked list. Okay, just for the B, C, and X. Okay, this is the B node, this is C node, and this is my X node. Okay, this is B node, C node, X node. B node reference is 102, which is cur, by the way. Cur is pointing to 102. Just remember. Okay. C reference is 103. C is storing none. And X reference is 100. And where is X reference stored? It is stored in N. And X is also storing none. Okay. Hmm. So now what do we want? Firstly, we want X to point to C, right? We want X to point to C. So what is the reference of C? C's reference is 103. And where is it stored? It is stored here, right? Cur dot next. So this n dot next should point to cur dot next, which is 103. So now we have done the second task, right? First task was to create the node. Second task, what we are doing? We are pointing X node to C. This is done, right? Now what is the second task? This B should also point to X, right? Means this cur dot next, this curve dot next should point to n because n is storing the reference of x, right? And this is done. Our program is done. Okay, so now let's just run it. Mm, so let's see how our linked list looks right now. It looks like XAB. Okay, it looks like XAB. I want to insert C node between after A. Okay, let's just insert it. L dot insert by value. I want to insert C node after A node. See, it is inserted. Correct. So, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. In the next video, we will cover how to insert a node by index. Thank you. Thank you so much.